What's up, guys? I'm just chilling at Starbucks. Just got my caffeine. Again, I probably sound like the most like broken record because I say this so often. But if you're trying to lose weight and like you struggle with eating a lot, like me, I have a really big appetite. Caffeine is the ultimate hack, and literally like the best like substance you can use because its appetite suppressing powers are insane. So usually my routine, I'll drink like a caffeine like filled drink, either an energy drink or this one's called like the Venti Tropical Citrus Energy from Starbucks. It's gonna cost you a little more than an energy drink, but I just like it's like not as like chemically tasting. A lot of energy drinks just taste like straight chemicals. So this one's kind of more fruity, tastes more natural. But yeah, the reason I drink caffeine in the morning is just because it suppresses my appetite. I'm not a big breakfast guy. I sometimes do get hungry in the morning, but I rather just spend those calories on lunch or dinner. So that's why I drink like 200 milligrams of caffeine, which is a lot. I try not to go over 200-300 in a day. So once I have this 200 milligrams, I'm not gonna have a pre-workout, not gonna have an energy drink later, but I may have a few sodas with, and okay, I mean diet sodas. Like, let me be specific. I'm gonna have a diet soda, maybe a few with caffeine. I drink a lot of non-caffeinated diet soda. So a lot of people are like, yo, watch out for the caffeine. I mean, I drink decaf, Diet Coke, and then Sprite Zero just doesn't have caffeine. So it's not that much of a worry for me because I kind of watch my caffeine intake. Main goal of this is just like it suppresses my appetite till lunch. I'll eat something at lunch like a Chipotle bowl or just something big with like a lot of meat, protein, fiber. Then from there, fill up the rest of my day till I get to dinner. Once I get to dinner, I'm chilling. Like, I'm good. That's for another video though. I'll have to make a whole video talking about what I do to kind of like not go off track with my diet, because I'm the type of guy, I'm always hungry no matter what. So losing weight, I had to learn to deal with that. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you guys, oh, just don't be hungry, because we're all going to be hungry, especially if you have a large appetite. So in another video, I can go over that if you guys want, kind of the ways I get around it without taking appetite suppressants like drugs like Ozempic and stuff, which just suppress your appetite. Main topic of today's video is what you should be doing after a cheat day or a few cheat meals. I'm making this video after Christmas. It's December 30th. So I've been getting a lot of messages. They're like, yo, Nick, I just messed up on Christmas Eve. New Year's coming up. What should I do? So this is just kind of like a fits all. If you send me that message, watch this video and it's going to tell you everything you need to know. Also, like, if it's not a holiday for you, this still works for like any cheat meal, any cheat day. So yeah, just kind of watch this in that case. Number one thing I want to say is I really do try to avoid cheat days as a whole. And that's because there's a big difference between a cheat day and a cheat meal. You can do way more damage to your deficit with an entire day. I'm gonna be completely real. I could get like 5, 6, 7,000 calories on top of my maintenance in a day if I was just going crazy with it. That's why whenever I cheat on my diet, I try to just restrict it to one meal. So say like Christmas, for example, I just had Christmas the 30th. Instead of treating the whole day like a cheat day, I'd track my calories, did everything normal until dinner, and then dinner I just kind of had whatever I wanted. Of course, I still tried to make good decisions, but I didn't really stick to my calories. I enjoyed a bunch of food, had some extra carbs, all of that. But yeah, just the danger with cheat days as a whole is, number one, again, you're doing more damage, and then it can turn into that snowball where it snowballs into a few days, a week, a month. So I would really say try to stick to a cheat meal if you can. That's kind of like some preventative measures. I'm assuming if you're watching this video, like, you just had a cheat meal and you're like, yo, Nick, what should I do? Number one is what you shouldn't do. You shouldn't be trying to undo it or like reverse the cheat meal. I see this so often in a bunch of people starting to lose weight, and I can't blame you. Like, I'm not like being that guy where like, don't do that, because I've done it. Like, we've all tried these things. I'm just trying to be here to tell you, like, it's not gonna work. Here's what you gotta do instead. So yeah, number one, don't go do a bunch of cardio. Don't try to starve yourself. It's not gonna work, because the reason you end up binge eating or cheating on your diet with like a crazy amount is because of that over restriction or that over correction. So the way I kind of imagine it is like, here's your normal diet. You're in the middle, okay? Here's your cheat meal all over here. And then you want to go back to here. But by trying to undo it, you overcorrect and swing this way, like way below your deficit, and then now you swing back up. So it's like, it's never going to work in the long term, because again, we want to lose weight for long-term sustainability. This is what I tell all my clients. Every time I'm like onboarding a client after like they sign up, it's always like, okay, yes, we're trying to make a lot of progress, and yes, we're going to make mistakes, but I'm never going to like shame you. I'm never going to be like, oh, do better. Because again, we got to look at what we're doing wrong, how do we fix it, and how do we do better in the future for a sustainable change. So the only way to sustainably avoid cheat meals or avoid binge eating is really to not do that like cyclic, oh, let me undo it, starve myself, do a bunch of cardio, which is going to cause it later in the future. So that's number one. If you were thinking of doing that, which I know probably half of you are because I used to do the same, don't do that. Number two, I just want to kind of talk about the mindset. So I know earlier I talked about like cheat meals versus cheat days, but when it comes to even a cheat day, you got to realize like one day isn't going to undo all your progress. So don't get in this mindset of like, shoot, I messed up, like might as well have another one, might as well just not even try, because that's what leads to like the undoing mindset where you're like, okay, I messed up so much stuff, I got to undo it. Again, you got to realize it's 3,500 calories to gain a pound of fat, and it's pretty hard to do that. So it's like, it's pretty hard to gain a pound. You most likely at max gain 2 pounds, which would be very hard. That'd be 7,000 calories in a day on top of your maintenance. So say your maintenance like mine is 2,900, that would be 9,900 calories about, right? Wait, no, 29, yeah, 9,900. So that would be a pretty insane amount to eat, and I think you would know, but I mean, again, that would be only 2 pounds, so it wouldn't even be that crazy. You could undo that in like a week through normal dieting, not even through all these crazy methods. So that's the main thing I also want you guys to realize is like, one day is not the end of the world. I know like everyone says this, and like it's easier said than done. It's easier for me to say that than have like you actually think that or me actually think it. Because again, like when you're trying to lose weight, you want to lose it as quick as possible. Like you're sick of being overweight, and it doesn't feel like one day doesn't matter. Like you feel like, oh shoot, I messed up, even if it's just one day. But again, you just got to get in that mindset and keep telling yourself that, and then one day you'll believe it. Now is what you've been waiting for. You're probably like, what should I do? The short answer is, you should just act like it never happened. Keep moving on with your deficit, keep moving on with your exercising, all of that. Most people just get too worked up over that one mistake, and that's why it snowballs. The only thing I would recommend you doing, is what I do with all my clients, is kind of look back on what happened. If it was one cheat meal that you weren't kind of worried about, like Christmas Day, you had that Christmas dinner, and like you're pretty fine with it, then that's fine. But say you fell into like this like 4-day binge cycle, 5-day, 1 week, that's where you might want to look back and kind of analyze. Again, this is what I do for all my clients. When we have these like binge eating like things, when you like eat like 3 days in a row, 4 days in a row, you went crazy on it, it's really, you got to look at what caused it. So some of the main things are you're over restricting on your diet. If you're, again, eating none of the foods you like, if you're eating way too little, and you're doing all this extra stuff that doesn't really need to be done to lose weight, it's gonna cause you to binge eat. So look at that kind of stuff, see if you're falling into that. This video kind of got off track and kind of got into binge eating, but I mean, cheat meals are kind of related to binge eating, because I don't know, the way I see cheat meals is you can work in any food to your deficit. It's just the truth. Scientifically, I could have a donut every day and still lose weight, which I did. Like when I was losing 70 pounds, I probably had a donut like every day, every other day. It just comes down to the calories. You want to be hitting your protein. Of course you want nutrients, but you can fit anything in. And the main reason I see my clients like have these cheat days or cheat meals is because they start over restricting. They start taking out their favorite foods, only eating like chicken, rice, which I never encourage them to do. So look at those factors, see what you could fix, what you could optimize, all of that. If you want my help to look at your situation and kind of analyze those things for you, that's what I do in my one-on-one coaching. So fill out the form in the description to apply for that. Other than that, I think that wraps up today's video. If there's any other questions you want me to answer, drop them in the comments. Other than that, see you guys later.